All right, welcome. Good morning, big one. I was on Fiifi-Manfred on YouTube. And I don't pay a samba. Obviously, you debut every day, a constant updates near the bro as on Fiifi-Manfred on YouTube. And yes, also Eddie bro, and I don't pay, of course. So one thing, when new to the channel, thank you very much for choosing your was on Fiifi-Manfred on YouTube. So I won't subscribe to the channel, I'm sure. Subscribe to the channel, turn on notification. The notification turn and choose it all. Send me anytime your content ever drop will have you know we're first to have it or has seen a BBI come on. And the amount there was some baby I say they be go on needing come or and now big one for Team Friend FC Barcelona. But also the run in for the Champions League, I am very interesting. And when you talk about English Premier League game, Nan Nottingham for Aston Villa at the 7th position. And so don't watch a Villa team now. They know say Champions League no go this season. They are very interesting. They want to go in and then go and play a game or Champions League game. And a certain Paris Saint-Germain side, obviously we spoken about the fact say Luis Enrique, I Juma Su any year of free. So Aston Villa wanted to go in and then go and play them a game. Omoko away to go and play against Manchester City at home. Medical catcher say Villa or shit. But away from home, I want inconsistencies level. And we're playing against Manchester City, who have been very stubborn. In fact, you start a game now. Yuri Tillman, I hate to pull. Now, your friend is saying, Ortega, I a mistake or one. Then, of course, openings were coming for Villa Phone. And Villa Phone game plan was simple. Almost like here around in the mid block, City Phone by bomb highline and that pack almost actually. And they beat the highline a lot of the times to get a lot of openings. Going into the game, now Villa Phone and at the 7th position are only just on point with Chelsea. And of course, now Chelsea with 57, Villa 57, Newcastle 59, Nottingham Forest 60, Manchester City for 58, where they now win. It take Man City to 3rd position with 61 points. One more game than Marca. One more game than Forest, one more game than Newcastle, one more game than Chelsea. Mariafi said there's going to be the FA Cup, I think semi-final or final over the weekend as well. And games now. So there's going to be the focus on the FA Cup games now. A really interesting game in the first half already. Now 1-1. Good goals, a penalty from Yuri Tillman, and also another goal from Man City for then set it up. Very interesting, especially in the second half. I think the mistake Unai Emery was to bring in Axel Disasi to come and play at right back, and then having a Abrantia, having Abrantia friend Axel Disasi right back, and then bringing in Pep Guardiola, whom Sari and also responding, and the Abrantia friend Jeremy Doku. For Jeremy to also come in. Hit Axel Disasi one when that's all got a winning goal from Abrantia and friend Matthias Cunha. After the game, Josep Guardiola can say, the season has been bad. The reality is what makes you feel good in the Premier League. So the season has been bad. Now there's this picture of Abrantia, your friend of Pep Guardiola, and a coach, your friend of Unai Emery. Immediately the Abrantia, your friend of Matthias Cunha, born. You could tell, say, this is definitely the game of football. Two different feelings and emotions at the same time caught on camera. Something that's very interesting as the game was going on over there. And Man City got the all-important 3 points here in a run in for a possible Champions League berth. Very interesting yesterday. We'll discuss the game start and after the game, the Troy said Chelsea for still have Champions League hopes in their hands. Champions League hopes now. And one moment saying, and you'll be there more. Some more home games against Man United, home game against Everton. You need to win 2 out of 3 of home games now, and then make sure say at least only Newcastle, only Nottingham Forest, you don't lose. You stay in it as long as possible. Then you are up there to go and get a job done. Our English Premier League and make sure so we can qualify about Champions League. We'll be able to about Champions League maybe next season. There knows. So there's an interesting game for them to see and see how things will turn out over there for Chelsea for no, and Manchester City for no. They want to go back and play in the Champions League. Of course, these are winners of the Champions League in the last few years, and this season, and of course, Jose Guardiola said that there is no way games are on no unqualified Champions League maybe when English Premier League. He knows that's not possible. Man City abo against Aston Villa, Chelsea bebo Everton this weekend, Newcastle bebo Ipswich Town, Nottingham Forest bebo Brentford away, and then of course those are the games now. I'm sure so everybody will pick up points this weekend. So Chelsea can't afford not to pick up points. Crystal Palace, Brentford, Crystal Palace away, Brighton and Hove Albion away, Wolverhampton Wanderers at home for Man City. These are all tricky games. These teams don't know that they have to go in them and then get the all important win. Something that's very, very interesting for Enzo Maresca and in Emrant, and for them to get things there. And he said Chelsea have been planning to get their transfer business done quickly. And the reason is simple. Certainly in terms of incomers, they want the vast majority of the 2025-2026 squad to be together at the Club World Cup because they regard the competition as their main preseason. The plan, they say, by the time a Club World Cup, not Chelsea players next season, have played together at the Club World Cup. The players understand that okay, say now Maresca person born and ball in possession, say out of possession, say, and a very important say if they do not end up in Champions League, it's not the only barometer of how Maresca's first season will be judged over there. Chelsea for the GD some percent Maresca about Champions League maybe, and that's exactly why he's pushing. I said I have a saying says Maresca didn't come about Chelsea. Or you're confident of a qualify for Champions League. I said, or Vim said, maybe caught in a particular way, and the way Chelsea and Norman they can go on and then play in the Champions League. But that means they say Chelsea share Everton. That means they say Chelsea share United. That means say hopefully by the time I leave out Liverpool Stamford Bridge, that's why G League, then Chelsea would have to also try and at least get a draw against Liverpool or beat them. And then also go away to Nottingham Forest and Newcastle and get a job done against them. Jacobs Ben, I said Chelsea showed that intent by giving Maresca a 5-year contract in June. This is a much greater show of faith in the Italian than the deal presented to Mauricio Pochettino in 2023. He has handed a 2-year contract with an option for a further 12 months. And on the man, your friend Chelsea explored the possibility of signing a leader. And players be say, maybe I said I wouldn't be surprised if Chelsea for go and find ask for a branch here friend Kevin De Bruyne because players be say the quality of the brand will be a winning dressing room. I said Chelsea for them someone to be in the project and some start to copy players or more experienced players are almost really playing players are almost how a winning dressing room works like and players who can push each other to the top level. And so see Kevin De Bruyne can the last time say really out of the ball for any other Premier League side. Now no compare contract extension Man City City for engine say he can still play with them assistants now, so they have to let him go. So if that's the case, then obviously if the opportunity comes for him to play in a different English Premier League side, a branch here friend Kevin De Bruyne will take it. And I'm thinking that it's something that Chelsea sporting directors may look there because of course Kevin De Bruyne no or a top player. Yes, you don't need De Bruyne to play every game. Who a lot of midfielders are on. You just need him in the dressing room. You need him in a few games. You need him, to stop. As a stopgap at a certain point in time, and also to raise the mentality of the players. Now, something that's very, very important over there for Avantia. Your friend Kevin De Bruyne and the Chelsea boys know what they can go on and do. Yes, Dortmund for Edin Como, a former Manchester United and Blackburn chief. Edin sound common about Kevin De Bruyne or Chelsea. Say Chelsea will be having to look at whether it's possible. They are not afraid to pay players big money. He's still got a quality to do well for them. But I think De Bruyne will be hesitant about staying in the Premier League, despite what he said publicly in the media. According to him, maybe De Bruyne will want to move away from the English Premier League, but already a lot of ceiling Chelsea and the Mbappe Chelsea for him to be able to play well, for him to be able to do well on the field of play. And Ryan Becca chose Mihailo Modric finally while passing the polygraph test but it was not enough. Legally, it's not binding. We share polygraph test and say, it's not admissible in evidence when somebody does a polygraph test but of course, it's good. It sort of clears Nadine as a brighter friend in Mihailo Modric and the things that he has done. So there is a 30 million bonus in Modric's contract, none of which, to my knowledge, has been paid yet. So if Modric doesn't play for Chelsea again, then Shakhtar will effectively not be eligible for the bonuses over there. Shakhtar for one person, Modric back and whole ball, so they 30 million back. For a club, the stature and ambition, qualifying for the Champions is actually more important than winning the Conference League, of course. That is true. So Chelsea for would want to go in and qualify for the Champions League rather than just winning the Conference League. And of course, we're talking about how the quality of players at Chelsea for one now. And at Dortmund for contacted Chelsea, and say, Abrantia, your friend Kani Chukwuemeka. Abrantia, your friend Kani Chukwuemeka. Omo person keep, for me, I'm a little bit worried because it'll be a Osheme or Hase Bia or Nshanoza, one of my favorite players there, Abrantia, friend Kani Chukwuemeka. I believe, say he's one of the best ball carriers in the modern game. Say ball with deep move, carry ball more like saying that Abrantia friend Ruben Loftus-Cheek, and Chelsea don't have a ball carrier. I'm hoping say next season he can be reintegrated into the team. The Chelsea in the Champions League. I think that Chelsea should not sell him fully on Mufanico loan game and allow him another 1 year loan, and then let's see how things go over there for Chelsea for and the players. Then FC Barcelona. FC Barcelona. What a night. Very, very difficult game against Team and friend Mallorca. Top game. Barcelona bought 40 shots in a game. The most shots played in any game in Europe this season. Barcelona. And again, I've said it several times that the reason why I don't think there is any turning back for Barca in winning the La Liga matches like these. There have been several matches this season and Barcelona have dug deep, like really difficult matches. Easily because match now, maybe as one match now, the Barca but when you're watching the game, you understand how difficult some matches need. And now against Mallorca, super difficult. Mallorca phone were more aggressive, more compact, had players behind the ball, made it difficult for Barca to force the issue on several locations and make sure Barca will make mistakes. But and it was a heavily rotated Barcelona side from Hansi Dieter Flick. In front of Mundo Deportivo anymore, see almost brings the league closer. And Makani several times one of the reasons why Dani Olmo is so important to Barca is that in the half space, in the tight space, creating space for himself. And Makani last time said, if Barca will stand a chance against Inter, then they need a certain Dani Olmo. It is not Lamine Yamal. It is not Rafinha. It is not Robert Lewandowski. It's not Ferran Torres. It's not even Pedri. I think they have a friend of Dani Olmo in between the lines because your Barca games will win 1-0, 1-0. You essentially need these guys in between the lines, and Dani Olmo a killer in between the lines, and that's what Mundo Deportivo can say or the league at their bank. I'm a Barca forum directly to the title according to Sport Forum is a Barca forum. They are jumping straight up to title, and things are going on well for them. They believe so. Bitini Asher, and Barca forum are doing a very, very good job. They had some good openings, but they were excellent on the day, and Barcelona forum have gotten exactly what they needed. And then Madrid Ebebon, and just before St. Madrid Ebebon, what Barca have decided to do is to make sure set on will take them now points on. I will be a one side, send a they can go on and do the job after Barca game, against a lot of games. Leo Roman had been on the bench for Mallorca for 14 games as he is the substitute goalkeeper. He made 12 saves against Fiifi-Manfred and Barcelona. Leo Roman is actually Mallorca's substitute goalkeeper. Very, very important player. And Hector Ford a ball on the part of Abante friend Alejandro Balde. Give a lot of credit to Abante friend Hector Fort, giving the kind of football that he was able to play on that day. But what a goal from Abante, your friend, your friend Danny Omo. Basa chance na Lamine Yamal missing it there. Cause saying like a Basa for any dream. Kabasa for any tiasi da Lamine Yamal. Cause I chance no. Kabasa Winia can have trouble for Abante friend Lamine Yamal because they are 1-on-1 through on goal from Abante friend Lamine Yamal, but he failed to score a goal. Of course, what it means is that Abante, your friend, Danny Omo, ever shared the all important goal for Tima, your friend FC Barcelona. Really, really important stuff from Barca for giving the football that they played. And right again, was a big night for Abante friend Pedro Gonzalez. I need not see more. I need not see more and talk about the quality of Abante friend Pedro Gonzalez. It was super, super, super important. Mallorca had a lot of players behind the ball, forced the issue, and Sumani Fati started game. Barca really wanted to depend on him. He was good on the day, and then after the goal for Abante friend Dani Olmo, it means that almost fit Barcelona player to score 10 plus goals this season after Lewandowski, Rafinha, Ferran, and Lamine Yamal. Abante friend Olmo actually 10 plus goals this season, and you give him a lot of credit. I mean, for a player of his quality, Dani Olmo, Juma or he's playing very, very well over there. After the game, there were a lot of conversation from Barca from Hansi Dieter Flick, from a lot of the players now. Gavi spoke to the media. I say, I'm happy for Ansu. In fact, I think that Obia or Barca and India now was happy for Ansu Mani Fati. They haven't played in a long time. They are my brothers, and they both played very well for Gavi. So the goalkeeper was very good. We had many chances to score. We should have scored more. Gavi. So for me, Pedri is one of, if not the best midfielders in the world. It's a luxury player to play against him. Plays very, very well. Pedri created 6 chances against Mallorca. Playing super, super well. Hansi Flick said, I'm very happy with a clean sheet. We could have scored more goals, but the important thing is that we won. At this point of the season, that's the most important thing. Omobisa Gavi said, are you looking forward to a classic on Saturday? So yes, I'm very excited. We think a lot about the players that we rest, and today we chose very well. The statistics that Barca attempted 40 total shots. I told you it's the first ever equaling the record in a single La Liga match in 2023-2024. 40 Real Madrid versus Real goes on goals in 1-0, XG 3.41, 40 shot to 4, 13 on target, 0, 78 possession. And it tells you that Barca were really, really solid in how they were playing the game, and they wanted to go. And it's back to normal. Barca are back on top of the Spanish La Liga, and of course, they have gotten the job. Make sure say they want to make sure they stay in it as long as possible and not slip up. No any advantage. Real Madrid for Madrid for assistance now there. So simple and straightforward and fair for themselves. No conversation of Madrid for mobile lead title and they feel themselves. Say they are definitely not going to agree. And now pay just when we woke up, we've heard Vinicius Junior breaking news on the verge of signing a contract extension. Details on the verge of reaching an agreement with Real Madrid over a new deal for the next 5 years. So the new deal for the next 5 years. So actually, Vinicius Junior and Che in a Saudi Arabia forum, some Abante friend Vinicius Junior, especially when Madrid for years, some couple of Abante friend Kylian Mbappe about a lot of the entourage of Madrid felt okay, Vini would want to give in and move away to Saudi Arabia. But the news that we are hearing, especially when you look at the player profile on transfer market, you can see Abante friend Vinicius Junior just 24 years of age, so 5 years near India. It means that Vini is going to turn 29 by then. And the left wing on the Honope, we all know it's a Kylian Mbappe likes to cut in from the left hand side. But of course, Madrid would want to let Mbappe understand, so a center forward, Vini, and a left winger, and of course, they are going to let him play consistently over there for himself. And Osha and then Vini, of course, and then Osha Bordeaux team, a friend of Madrid, it has been very important. And then the agent, Rock Nation for no, Jay-Z and them call for no, came in, they were clear with the plans for Vinicius Junior. They understand that for the brand to get to the very, very top, no, he has to still stay in Europe at this point in time. And the contracts currently never expire in 2027. And to Barca for no, Madrid for no are going to do an extension of for the next 5 years, but we'll add 3 more to the existing 2, no, to make it 5. And of course, the last contract extension was in 2023. I was signing 4 more to 2027. This time, you do 3 more to make it 5. And of course, Nike for normal sponsor, and I'm very happy. So I went to a friend of Vinicius Junior. I bet tonight with team and your friend of Madrid. So it means that no Saudi Arabia, Vini, almost the deal, no, they are literally done. Rock Nation for no, and it's sorting out, waiting to clarify whether it's going to be valid from until 2030 or 2029. The current one, no, ending on 2027. Until person clear, say 3 more years clear, and that's 2 years now with an option to extend for 1. And Vini always wanted to stay at Madrid, and that's exactly what he's going to do. He's going to come with a lot of money. My brand here, friend Vini Junior, I bet now with team, your friend of FC Real Madrid, super important player for Madrid for him. And together with our brand here, friend Kylian Mbappe, they are definitely going to build a huge dynasty of him. Vini is renewing the contract in Madrid to 2030. I'm gonna say it's practically done according to Massa Forno, and they are clear. June 2029, 30. So our brand friend Vinicius Junior will renew for 5 more years. So that's now a team and friend of Madrid for Vinicius Junior of Madrid is almost done. So Obetna, our team and friend FC Real Madrid. Super important for team and friend of Madrid for and we'll see how things will turn out. But while of course, guys, any analysis no, let me see. I don't mind the course of the day. We'll come back to you with some more analysis on Fiifi-Manfred on YouTube. Until then.